Hey guys, it's Sean. I'm here at Golfletica, and we're just on a quick little break here between clients. Say hi to my little pup there. I know you see him on the blog all the time. There he is, little buddy Dano. We're just here watching a little bit of the Players Championship recap on Golf Channel, but I wanted to pop on here and expand a little bit about that blog post I put up yesterday, because I know we were talking about the core and really my 5 approaches to strengthening it, making it better, utilizing it more, whatever the terms you want to use it is. But that first main point I made yesterday was to take a look at the pelvis. The movement of the pelvis is so important in being able to actually use your core properly. So I'm just going to pop you guys right over here. There you go. Okay, so let's talk pelvis here a little bit. So I work with golfers mostly when it comes to the pelvis. We need to be able to move it both in the anterior and posterior direction. So that means we want to be able to actually arch the pelvis, and we actually want to be able to tuck it under. So those 2 motions are indicators of the muscles around the core and their control that they're doing it. So not only do we want to have that movement, but we also want to be able to stabilize that movement and control it and use it. That's a huge part of this. So anytime I'm working with a client on their core, before I jump into doing any core exercises, my first step is always to take a look at, do they have actually quality movement in their pelvis? Is that something that I can clean up, or is it something that maybe needs some extra help? So for me, that's why I have a medical team here at my clinic, so that they can actually provide that extra level of care if there's pain or dysfunction present that I can't help with. But anytime you're working with a client and the discussion goes to core, I really believe that this is the first place you got to take a look at in terms of getting those muscles engaged. So to do that, there's a couple different ways you can do it. For my golfers, I test them in golf posture. I just have them get into their normal golf posture, and then I actually take a look at the motion. And when I have them do the pelvic tilt, I'm looking at, can they actually create motion in those 2 planes? And if they can, the other question is it shaky? If they can't create the motion, are they using other parts of their body to actually compensate for it? There could be a lot of different things going in. As long as there's no medical reason that they cannot move their pelvis, that as a trainer, that's your green light to go ahead and get in there and actually help them learn how to do this. So the easiest place to learn how to do it for me is actually from all 4s, but most people tell you to start on your back where the ground is stabilizing you. It's much easier to do. I actually find clients respond better from going in that all 4s position, like a quadruped. So if you've seen yoga, obviously they do a cat and cow with more movement, but what we're gonna do here is actually just isolate out only the pelvis. So what I wanna do is just make sure my wrist and my shoulder are right on top of each other, knees right over hips. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just cue my client to arch their back as much as they can, and then I want them to tuck it under. And as they're doing this motion, you wanna remind them we're trying to keep the upper body as still as possible. I don't want that upper back to try and participate. I'm looking at, can they actually get that pelvis to single itself out from the rest of my body? And what we're looking for is just a lot of control over this. So when we're talking about the core, all the muscles that are around the pelvis, they play a huge role in this. But that particular motion of the pelvis is a huge deal in being able to find what we call neutral spine, which is the safest place for your spine to be in, but also in terms of energy transfer. So anytime you're doing squats, deadlifts, lunges, any type of motion where you're trying to transfer energy from the ground up, you've got to be able to get that pelvis to actually tuck under, which means the glutes have activated and you've transferred energy. And that's how you keep your back safe when you're lifting weights. And in the case of a golfer, that's how you keep your back safe when you're coming down towards impact, because that's one of the biggest areas where people are going to hurt themselves. If you can maintain that structure of the pelvis and actually move it the way it needs to, you're going to get so much more out of your golf swing. So I'll post a little bit more in detail in writing along with this video today, but go ahead and give those pelvic tilts a try, see how they go for you, and I'll give you a few other exercises you can try in conjunction following this video. All right, thanks everybody. Bye.